Thank you for tuning into our 2 o'clock broadcast from Worldwide News in Channel 69. My name is Andres Delgado, and today's broadcast is going to cover the Cuban Missile Crisis. On August 29, 1962, the crisis begins in Cuba, where the spy planes have recently found SAM turrets, which are protecting nuclear launch pads on the island. Our field reporter Rodolfo Velasquez is going to take it away with a special interview with the Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara.
Alright, thank you, Delgado. Today's interview is with a special guest, Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara. Mr. McNamara, what is your plans of actions towards the Cuban Missile Crisis and the brinkmanship from happening?
What we plan on doing from preventing war from breaking out with the Soviet Union is a naval blockade, because it's a less aggressive plan from increasing tensions between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. Our original plan was to do an all-out assault and invasion on Cuba, but President Kennedy and I feel the blockade will give the Soviet Union a chance to avoid war by removing the missiles themselves.
Thank you for answering the first question. I have one more question to ask you. Do you feel U.S. citizens should be worried right now?
I feel U.S. citizens should not be worried, because the President and the officials are doing everything in their power to prevent war from Cuba and the Soviet Union. I assure you that they will deal with this conflict before it gets worse and out of hands. I predict that the Soviet Union will make a good enough decision that would not make the situation more chaotic.
Thanks for your support, and back to you, Andres.
Thanks, Rodolfo. Now I will be touching on the subject of Fidel Castro, dictator of Cuba and communist leader. During the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro came into power and sided with the other communist country, the Soviet Union. And by the time Nikita Khrushchev was in power, we know that Fidel rules with an iron fist and is harsh with his people. This is the reason why many Cubans are fleeing Cuba. Today we have a witness that has seen the terrors of Cuba and managed to escape. Right now, Rodolfo is on the scene with the Cuban witness.
I'm here with a Cuban refugee named Pablo de Leon. Can you tell us about some cool things that have been going on in Cuba and why you came to the United States?
The reason why I fled from Cuba was because of all the harsh things that the dictator from Cuba, which is Fidel Castro, he commanded his military to go through every house or every home in Cuba and destroyed it because we rebelled towards the government, and the government fought back.
Alright, thank you for giving us this opportunity. Back to you, Andres.
This is all we have for today, and thank you for tuning in our Worldwide News in Channel 69. I am Andres Delgado, and we are signing out, and good night to all.